So I have my wife's Kawasaki KLX140G 2019, and the problem we had with it was if you leave the ignition on, the battery goes dead, and it won't run. So we got no juice for the starter. Tested this battery, and this battery would not charge in this. So we're gonna do a couple of things today. First of all, I have my Honda CRF 250F 2019, and when I got in, it's kind of nice. They showed us down here they have a charge port for the battery, so it has an SAE connection, and I have a battery charger that'll hook right up to that, plug it in there. Don't know how wise it is to have that port located underneath the rear fender where it gets all wet and muddy, so I'm going to route mine to a little bit different spot on the Kawasaki. Come over here, bought a Mighty Max battery. Don't worry about all the information. I'll post links in the description below. So I got that, and the first thing I did was pull it out and make sure that it was charged. I used a charger here that works pretty good for me. This one will do a lithium battery, a 6-volt battery, a 12-volt battery, both large and small batteries, so it's pretty good all-purpose charger. I've already charged this battery up, so it's ready to go. It came charged, and then I also bought this from Amazon, and this is the charge port that we're going to add to the battery, and then again that'll allow us to have a connection there accessible so we can plug it in when we're done riding so the battery stays topped off. So to do this job, not too many tools. You need a screwdriver, 8mm socket, 10mm socket, 12mm wrench, and then I got some zip ties to attach to secure the wires, and some wire cutters to clean the zip ties up when we're done routing it. So we'll get started here on the bike. First of all, grab your 8mm socket, pull your plastic off. 1 bolt there, that just pops off. Put that aside. There's another one over here. 1 bolt plastic. Pops right on. Got that. Put it to the side. You'll have to switch over. There's a bolt located here on either side of the seat. And if you're like me, don't just put a socket on that and start twisting it, because there's actually a nut on the back side underneath the fender. That's where the 12mm goes. And then the 10mm goes on the outside. Yeah, you don't need to do the outside. Seat just kind of lips up, slides back. Set that aside. Now you have access to your battery. You got the positive terminal and the negative terminal here, and check those out really quick with my multimeter. Set that up, and positive to positive, negative to negative, and you can see that there's 0.15 volts, so that thing's good and dead. So again, you get your 8mm socket, and this little access or hold down plate comes off right here. Bolt plate lifts off. Here's a stock battery. Was a little surprised that it only took one discharge this battery to kill it. So unhook the terminals here. Want to be a little bit careful because inside these terminals is a nut that this screw goes into, and that nut will fall out if you're too careful with the batteries. As you can see, there's a little nut there on that side and a little nut there on that side. Stock battery dead. Now we'll see if our replacement battery, Mighty Max battery, comes with new hardware. Make sure that it fits in here. It says it's the stock replacement for this, so we'll see there's a little rubber strip here and here that the battery needs to rest on. Positive terminal, looks like it's gonna fit in there real snug like. And then we're gonna have, this is the charge port, and I'm gonna route this around, and I'm gonna try and get this to come out just underneath here to access it. Make sure I have enough. Looks like I'll have just enough wire to get it there. All right, so I noticed the charge port terminals here have a pretty large opening, and the original fastener or hardware that came with the battery doesn't fit it very well. I went down to a local hardware store to get a washer, and I actually found a different screw. It's just slightly longer and much larger head, so it's going to work out perfect. That's a 5mm fastener and Phillips head drive on it, so I'm going to replace that here. Now that I've got those terminals securely fastened, I'm gonna go ahead and route the wires back. There's a fuse, tucks in there underneath the seat, and then I routed the wire down the frame member and tucked it in right behind this plastic. And then what you want to do is just put a couple zip ties on here to secure this in place. Don't want that moving around while you're out riding. Kind of roll it back inside the frame. There is some a little bit of the plastic fairing goes up and in there, so you kind of want to make sure there's room for that to happen. Once that's secured, looks good, everything's snug in place, we'll come back and trim these off. Pull that one down underneath the way. Now everything's secured. Again, my port's right there. I can tuck it right up underneath. Everything is secure, so now we just have to put it back together again. So put your hold down plate back on there. again, it's a great upgrade for your bike. Looks like turn it on, we got lights. Starter turns over, so it looks like we solved the dead battery problem. And from now on, when I bring my bike in, you can see it's nice and clean. Just reach up here, pull this SAE port out. And my battery charger. Don't forget, I thought this came with an SAE adapter right on the charger, but it didn't, so I had to buy this little adapter for my battery charger. And it just is an SAE port. Hook it in. Battery's charging. When you're done, unhook your battery charger. Put that in there. Tuck right up underneath there. And go riding. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. Hopefully you make this easy upgrade to your bike. And if you did, hit like on the video. And don't forget to subscribe. I like to bring more videos on how to cost effectively get your kids and family out dirt bike riding. And anything I can do to help you out, let me know. Thank you.